Hey guys, it's Allegra with Moonwater and Lightning Studios, and today I want to show you how to make fabric flowers. It's a little twist on the rolled paper flowers that you see, so stay tuned. Okay guys, so fabric flowers. I don't know if you've noticed or if there's even enough material for you to notice yet, but I have a thing for flowers. I like drawing real ones. I like painting them. I like making them with alcohol ink. I like putting them in resin. I like making them out of paper. And I like making them out of fabric. So these are a couple that I made out of some silk. All of the fabric that I use for these are synthetics. You can use silk, you can use gauzy kind of fabric, anything kind of slinky, basically something that will burn quickly. And I just attach these to bobby pins. So you have to, it's a little tedious, but it's so worth the outcome. And you just pop them in your hair and then you have little flowers. I've also made this one a couple of years ago, but it's a little headband. And I also use them for decor. So these are some flowers that I made, and this is the things I'm about to show you were for my daughter's nursery when she was a baby. And so I just hot glued these guys on here. This is just wall decor. And this is some stretched burlap. And you know, her name starts with an M. And I just finished them off, you can see, with little tiny beads there. Here's another piece that I made for her nursery, so she doesn't forget that her name starts with M. And again, just glued them. So you put them together, and they're really versatile. You can use them for all kinds of things. They might even be neat in resin. I hadn't thought about that. We might have to try that in a different video. So first things first, you need to get the fabric. I would not recommend cotton, but like I said, anything synthetic. So gauzy, kind of slinky. I shop the remnants section in fabric stores because you don't need tons of fabric. You only need a little fabric. So I already have some, and I'll show you. It does not have to be pretty. It does not have to be exact. Do not sit there and trace a bunch of circles out and cut them out perfectly, because what you're going to do is cut out circles in varying sizes, and even oblong shapes are okay. Like ovals would be fine. We're going to cut out a bunch of circles, and then we're going to take our lighter and just light around, just catch the edge on fire, and it's going to curl in on itself and make all of these really pretty organic kind of shapes. This is another silk that I found in the remnant section, and it's like this really pretty red and then this really pretty gold. But you see how when you light it on fire, it just curls in on itself. And then, this is why we have various sizes, we're just going to put them down on top of each other. And you can have some off center and some, you know, right on top. Excuse me. So this is what it looks like after you've curled it in. So you will need some fabric, and like I said, just go check out the remnant section. That's like your best option. This, when you do, let me show you this while this is cotton, and you see how it didn't work out that well. I mean, it was kind of a cool yellow and white check, but you see the burn marks, and it just didn't, like that. It's not terrible, but it's not really what we're going for. So we're going to cut out some fabric, and then you're going to need something for the center of your flower. And I like to use beads. You can use buttons if you're so inclined. You know, really anything circular you could use. And I have a stash of buttons and findings and such. You can even use some of these little gems that you can find at the craft store. My favorite go-to are seed beads, because then you can take 3 or 4 of them and string them on together and make a center. So we'll make a handful of them with different centers. Just use whatever you have available to you. This shouldn't be a big expensive project unless you just decide you love these things. So if you want to make a headband, you do need to get a headband, and I found this at the craft store. I don't even know when. You can also use these little hair clips things. I've had these for so long, I don't remember what store, but it doesn't matter, craft stores. So, you know, once you've made whatever you're going to put on there, you just hot glue it, and then you can just stick it in your hair. And I have another M. I don't know if we're going to use this or not, because I realized that a child only needs so many reminders of what their name starts with. So we may not use this, but I'd like to try to make some decor as well. So yeah, let's go get some fabric and start cutting out our circles, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so even though I have a lot of circles already cut out, I found these two. So this is a pretty lace that I want to try. I haven't tried lace, and if it works, I think it could possibly be gorgeous. And then this gauzy fabric, and it's got little black polka dots on it. So I'm just going to start cutting out my circles, and like I said, varying sizes. You don't have to make these things exact. They just need to be circle-like. And once you get, I guess it depends on how many of these you want to make, right? So I will make a handful of each color and go ahead and get a good stack of them. And then I will take the next step and go ahead and burn the edges of them all. Okay guys, so I've got my 2 little piles of new stuff. I want to start with the lace first because I'm interested in seeing what happens. So here we go. And I'm not super crazy about this. I mean, it could kind of work, but you see on the inside how you've got this kind of blackened. I'm not crazy about the blackened look unless it's a gray or like a darker color, but if it's a light color, it doesn't do it for me. So this may work. I'm on the fence. All right, let's see if this guy works. I'm betting it will. Yeah. All right, so can you see that? How it curls in on each other, on itself. So all you're gonna do with your squares, and be careful, I know this sounds silly to say, but this thing gets hot. And the more you keep putting your thumb on it, I also have one of these guys. This may be the answer. And I like using my fingers for things instead of tweezers, but this may be a good time to use tweezers as well. But you just go around until it's curled in. And just be really careful not to burn yourself. This is not for children, obviously. I have to say that a lot because my children think everything's for them. All right, so here's your first one. I don't like that little guy, let's do some more. Okay, so here's your our first petal, but you see how it gives it a three-dimensional shape, and so we only need like 100 more of these. Not really 100. It depends on how many flowers you're going to make. I would say each flower needs 4 to 7 layers depending on the size. It's really up to you. So let's get to curling in some petals, and then I'll show you how to put them together. Okay guys, so I'm gonna make a handful of flowers just to show you how I put them together. So this turned out great. I did not continue to burn the lace. It just didn't work. So I will take my disappointment elsewhere. So I like to just kind of set these up off to the side. I don't want them all centered. This is totally a matter of preference though. I just think they look best like this, so you can see the varying. So I'm going to take my needle and push through the bottom up to the front and leave some thread. And then I'm going to take whatever, and I've already picked out the centers for each of the ones that I'm going to put together for you guys. But I'm just going to take the beads. And like I mentioned in an earlier video, you can do buttons. That's also like if you have some little tiny buttons. Just a cross stitch would be neat with some embroidery thread, depending on what fabric you're using. I haven't done that, but it'd be pretty. And then I just pull, see the, here, before I tie it off. You see the center in there? And then I flip it over and tie it off. And we have our first flower. So this is some organza. I really like the way this looks. The organza has a nice sheer, and then you see the lines in the petals. I don't like the way that one looks set-up-wise. You see the outlines, which are a little harder from being burned, but they're also still very organic. And I really dig it. It honestly reminds me of alcohol ink paintings, where you get those nice crisp edges, but they're still very flowy. All right, let me, where did I put my, I am the absolute worst about this. Where'd the, oh, okay. I lose so much stuff. So I have bought countless pairs of scissors. Scissors for me are kind of like the missing sock in the dryer. I don't know where they go. I can never find scissors. And apparently needles when they're right in front of me. So I'm going to just make sure to get every layer with your needle. And make sure to leave a tail on the back side. And then, where's the hole? That's gonna be pretty. We're just gonna loop it back through right next to where and see. So you can use all kinds of things for the center. I just love the way these end up looking. You need to be a little bit tighter. And then, not gonna lose you this time. I also am the worst with eyeballing a needle and thread. So these little threading things that come in your sewing kits are amazing. Okay. There we go. But you get the gist of it, and you could layer different colors and do they don't all have to be the same color. I like the look of them all the same color, but I'm actually, I don't know if you can see it in the frame right now, about to do, see, this is that two-toned silk fabric that I found that I was showing you the little petals that I did. We're gonna do one of these, and you can see where I put red and then the gold and then the, so it's varied. And really any thread works. I just grabbed this because it's what I had near me, and it's a little bit more, it's a little thicker than the like the sewing thread that I have. So just push it through. I'm gonna do another one of these. And these amber colored beads, they just came in a pack of something, like a, you know how you can get them mixed. All right, let's rethread. My petals are trying to move, guys. Okay. And see how pretty. So yes, I have not made a lot of multiple colors, but two-tone definitely works. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that guy right now. Okay, so two more, and then we're going to attach them to this headband and these clips. I opted not to make that letter M because, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It would at least need to be painted, or something would have to happen to that M. So that may be a different video. black. And this is kind of a satin chiffon. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not familiar with all the names of the different fabrics. I can just tell you that the slinky polyester kind of, but yeah, this kind of looks like satin. I'm gonna put these together on the headband. So I want a little black one on the other side of the polka dot, so I want to go ahead and make that. And then we can be done constructing. I guess when you stop being able to see the thread, you need to put it down, huh? Okay. Okay, guys, and it's really just that easy. So let's use our glue gun to attach these little hair clips. I'm going to do this one. And again, this is a low temp glue gun. I'm pretty sure low temp glue guns were made with me in mind. No, I'm not that narcissistic. I don't, but I'm really thankful for the low temp glue guns because, all right, so see, you've got your nice little clip. You just stick it up in your hair, or, you know, not your hair exactly, but and let's do this guy on here. And like I said, you can also just, because the way I've made these before is I will sew this to the end of a bobby pin. So you can like stick them down into the, you know, fancier kind of. And then the headband. All right, so we're gonna do I got this headband at a craft store, but I don't have, there's no reason why any other headband wouldn't work. Let's smoosh this guy. All right, and then there's this. I have a feeling my daughter might steal this, but so there you go, guys. Hope you found this helpful. I had fun making these. You know, when I never get bored, have free time, I will make some of these. If you have comments or questions, please comment down below. If you found this video helpful, give us a like. Please subscribe to my channel. The notification bell down there, if you turn the notifications on, you'll see when our videos are coming out on a pretty regular basis. And thanks for watching my video.